trigger warning, we will be discussing topics about body image, mental health, eating disorders. So if any of these topics are triggering for you, please listen to this episode with caution. Nailed it right in the beginning.
I was just thinking that. I almost said, nailed it.
I mean, this is the intro, everybody. This is the intro. We crushed that trigger warning.
That's right.
For this episode, we're going to be talking about the body versus the mind.
Yes. Our greatest nemesis.
Yes. And how when it comes to weight, it seems that puts in a cute little box of body dysmorphic disorder. Which...
Fun.
Yeah, I didn't even know, like, it had a name. I just thought it was, like, body dysmorphia. But then when I was doing research, they were like, oh, it's BDD. It's, like, a disorder.
I mean, I would have thought body dysmorphia was a name, but...
Yeah, right? Oh.
Guess I'm an idiot.
I guess body dysmorphia is this disorder. It's like a...
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know.
Do you know what you're talking about?
No, I have zero credibility when it comes to this topic. So take everything I say lightheartedly and am not an expert. Maybe we should say that right at the top. We are not experts on this topic.
Okay. Thank you for looping me in on that, because I'm just a graphic designer who's very opinionated. I have no credentials.
Literally same. Zero. We have a graphic designer who, I guess are we going to do the highs and lows in the next episode? Or do you want to do them in this episode?
I mean, whenever. Whatever you want to do.
I think we should do them in the next episode, because I don't have that much on the next episode. So we'll share our highs and lows next week with you guys. But Haley has some exciting news. So tune in next week for that.
That's right. You won't want to miss it.
Just a graphic designer.
I mean, it's not like I'm a psychologist, or It's not like I did my PhD dissertation about body dysmorphic disorder.
I mean, not everybody can be like me, so it's like she's just a tarot reader.
I do. This is like purely just, you know what, whatever. I feel like we need less 3-letter like acronyms for conditions. Like, why do we? I don't want to add disorder onto everything. Maybe I'm being a boomer with that, but it's like there's BPD, there's BED, there's BDD. What's with all the Ds?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think about that. There's this book that like my friends' friends are going to read, and it talks about like, is like too much therapy, like, can it actually harm you? Does that make sense? They haven't read it, and my friend hasn't read it, and I haven't read it, but we're all kind of lifting our eyebrows about it, because it talks about how like Gen Z is like the generation that has the most therapy, but has the worst mental health.
I mean, yeah, I could see how they're barking up that tree, but at the same time, there's so many other things it could be.
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, okay, but also like, look at how in the time that they're growing up, like boomer generation anti-therapy, which like, I mean, totally different than how we grew up. We were kind of pro, right? Like I feel like millennials are pretty pro therapy.
I mean, I'm personally very anti-therapy. I think working on yourself is really stupid.
Oh my God. They're kidding, everybody. They're kidding. That's the clip AI is going to take and be like, yummy, yummy.
Yep.
Put it on TikTok. Viral. Like, there it is. Zero context.
If anyone listened to other episodes, I know I've talked about having been in therapy for like almost 6 years now. So
yeah,
that's obviously bullshit.
Right.
I was just silly goofing. But
it's just silly goofing.
I also think how early they were exposed to social media and the internet, like Gen Z in comparison to us. I feel like that has to have had a much more detrimental effect but I do think that co-opting like therapy terms and using
Mhm.
them incorrectly isn't
Mhm.
helping at all.
Yeah, I think weaponizing your trauma
Mm-hmm.
is a big red flag for me. Like, I've experienced that with people that have been in a lot of therapy, and like they've taken this tool to like, we're going on like a tangent, it's so funny, but like they've taken this tool that's supposed to help you like overcome and like move forward in your life, and instead
Yeah.
they've used it as like, I've had people in my life, I'm gonna like do this as like, I've had people, not like put this on the whole generation, put this people in my life that have been like, you can't be mean to me, I went through this. And I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa. You can be an asshole with trauma, buddy. Like, I don't give a damn.
Yep. That's so true.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to find that balance.
Yeah.
Like, especially I feel like it's hard to be self-aware and you're always
Mm-hmm.
like drawing lines to everything like as explanations, and I feel like I have to watch like not projecting it too much, or like not trying to
Mm-hmm.
read into what everybody else does, or not taking it so far as to like put my mental health on other people anyway.
Yeah.
It's,
Which I feel like so hard. Oh my God.
mm-hmm.
So hard. And I feel like
Yeah.
that ties in with what we're talking about. Because, yeah, but anyways, about that book, I agree. I think like that book is kind of like singling in on like one example. But I think that like, because the book is about Gen Z. And I
Mm-hmm.
think like Gen Z has grown up in a very difficult time in history, and I think that that plays a
Yeah.
huge role on them. Like, as millennials we did too, but I feel like theirs has been like, they're growing up in the worst, one of the worst like economic times, I feel like, and I think like that has to play like a huge role.
I mean,
So I
yeah.
think there's like other factors, but I was like, huh,
Yeah.
that book seemed interesting, but I don't know, we'll see what the reviews say. But going back to what you said about like projecting and stuff, I think that that ties in with what we're talking about today, and how to not project your disorders onto the world, especially when it comes to how your brain is telling you things are versus how they really are. Facts over feelings, right? Facts over feelings.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly.
Except my feelings are facts. I'm just in a spicy mood today.
A spicy mood. I love it. I love when we get spicy, Haley. So, we are talking about the body versus the mind today, and we're kind of honing in on body dysmorphia. And that is, if you don't know, is a mental health condition where a person spends a lot more time worrying about flaws in their appearance. These flaws are often unnoticeable to others, and I think that that's a big part of it.
Mhm.
Is it's the things that your brain is telling you people see when they're not seeing it. Does that make sense? I feel like that's
Yeah.
like a clarifier, I guess. Because if I had like a birthmark and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so worried about this birthmark," and people could see the birthmark, then I don't feel like that would be body dysmorphia. I feel like that would just me focusing on the
Mm-hmm.
birthmark. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of. Like I would say, like to use an example of my own body, like one side of my jaw is obviously way tighter and I feel like the muscle is more defined. So to me, my face looks lopsided, especially if you're looking at like a selfie versus like a regular picture. Nobody else is going to notice that though. But to me, it's very prominent.
Yeah. I have like, back in the day when I used to do drugs, don't do drugs, kids. I used to inhale drugs through my nose, and said drugs cause like redness burns, like permanent burns, like down here. And
Oh,
I will, if I don't wear any foundation, I in my head am like, everyone sees and knows, like everyone knows, but they don't.
yeah. I would have never thought it was that. I would have thought it was
Mhm.
like rosacea or
Yeah.
dry skin, something like that.
Yeah,
Now
weird,
I'm
right?
like, now I'm like, do people think I'm doing drugs because my nose is red?
It's a very the people that know. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like, the people that
That
know, it's in a very specific area, but I
sure.
feel like everyone knows. Like, when I don't wear foundation, I'm like, oh my God.
Hmm. I'm guessing
But
it's like here.
it's
I don't know if
there,
I've ever.
yeah.
Okay.
It's right there, yeah. And it
Hmm.
bothers the heck out of me. And I will hyper focus on it so
Okay.
hard. Yeah.
I would say
Um,
unless somebody else has it and they know why, they don't know.
mhm. I know.
I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
I mean, yeah, and like to quote my therapist, like people don't think about you, Sam. Like people don't think about other people. Like truly, most of the time you're thinking about yourself, and like
Yeah.
if you put that into perspective, like that means no one's thinking. You know what I mean? Like no one's thinking
Mhm.
about you. Like people are
Yeah.
genuinely thinking about what they're going through, their struggles, their day. Like no one's fucking hyper focusing on you. Like you're focusing on
Yeah.
yourself.
My
But
therapist has told me something similar too. And it was like,
really,
yeah, because this was back when I was still very upset at my almost former boss. I don't care. I'll soft launch. But I was like going in about some shit that he did in a session and just like, why would he act like this? Like, why is he treating me this way? And she was like, don't take this the wrong way, but he's not thinking about you at all when he does this shit. He's thinking about himself. That's how a lot of people are. And it was
yeah.
like, ooh, but it also kind of helped. It helped
Right.
me not take it so personally, and it helped me realize it wasn't anything I was doing, that he's just an asshole.
Right. Well, absolutely. Well, children that grow up with narcissists
Mm-hmm.
internalize it and think everything's about them because that's how we grow up. Like you become like
Yeah.
kind of like a mini narcissist because you've grown up and you have to like
Yeah.
truly, it takes so long to undo that perspective of like this is about me, because
Yeah.
when you're growing up it's like, especially with a narcissist, you try to predict their feelings, and then if they're in a bad mood it's because of you did
Mm-hmm.
something to displease the overlord. So it's so easy to translate that to people in positions of power or authority in your life, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, they're mad at me, it's me, I did it, I'm the bad, I'm the problem. And it's like, no.
Especially when the boss is a man.
Yeah.
It's
Ugh.
great.
Great. Before we keep talking about the body versus mind, I did want to take a second to be like, happy solar eclipse day.
Woo!
Woo!
Did you look at it?
No, I didn't.
I guess you were really far away from the path, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we only got like a little bit where we could
Mm.
see it, but this one felt gross to me. Does that make sense? Like it.
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed inside with my doors and my windows covered, and I was like, if they can't see me, nothing bad can happen.
This coming from someone who works with energy.
That's why it felt weird. I'm telling you, this energy felt so chaotic. Like I
Yeah.
was like journaling as it was happening. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gross." And then literally my cat started throwing up the minute it started happening, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with this one here." But last one in 2017, right after, like when I say like eclipses are chaotic endings, like that is like those that like in the community, and it's not like a fear mongering thing. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
think anybody should listen to anyone that's like, oh my god, this is the end. Like, don't fear monger it. But they are like eclipses bring like energetically some pretty fast acting endings. And last time this happened, like I had to leave my job because of safety. I went through like a whole
Yeah.
spiritual awakening. Like it was like boom, boom, boom. So this time I was like, nah, dude, I'm good. Let me just.
No, it was. I totally agree with you. I think you missed my joke though, that you thought blocking out the sun meant that the energy couldn't even touch you. I thought that was hilarious. Just
Oh,
silly given.
in my
Yeah.
mind it did. It's like people that like sage with like the windows closed, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're like they get told like, no, you have to open them, and it's like, dude, like so you can breathe better, yeah, but like energy don't give a shit. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. This one was weird. This one felt yucky. It did. I didn't do anything for it,
I
but
didn't
I
either.
hated seeing it everywhere, especially on TikTok. I hated it.
You hated seeing the pictures of it?
No, I love the pictures of it. I hated like,
Oh, okay.
you know how astrologers like on TikTok and like witchy people on TikTok, like they clickbaity, you know, some people,
Mm-hmm.
some creators, which like get your bag. I'm not hating on that. I'm just like, I hate having to click like not interested like a gazillion times because they're like, these 5 zodiac signs are going through a transformation. And it's like, okay, I just want to get back to the cute like cats. Like I don't know how I got here. I how do I get out of here?
You might get there because I watch those on the plus size section account, so my bad.
Oh, really?
I take them all with a grain of salt, but I love not like the really, really bad ones, like
Yeah.
these signs will experience death and destruction, like nothing like that. But I love those videos. I
I
like to
like
know what to expect loosely.
I like the educational ones. Like I like the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are teaching me, but the ones that you just know. You know when you get those readers on your FYP that like pull out the devil card and they're like your ex is coming back and it's like,
Oh,
"Girl,
I don't see those.
I don't want him." Like if this is the ex that's like I don't this is not the
Yeah.
card. Like they have that energy, you know? Some
Mm-hmm.
of them do and I'm like, but then some of them are awesome. Like it's fine, but it was just oh dang on TikTok today, and I was like, oh gosh. And there were some creators that were awesome. They're like, dude, like it's fine, everything's gonna be fine. Like
Yeah.
happens all the time. Like it's okay. And then there was like one video where it was like the National Guard has been stationed, and I'm like, for what? Like, that's what I'm
Jesus
saying.
Christ.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, all right, okay. Like I don't know if they're related, but this seems very like fear mongery. So
Yeah.
but other than that, it
Oh
was a good
god.
day. It was a good solar eclipse. My sister was disappointed she didn't get superpowers. So I said, next time. Next time. Next time. Next time they
I felt
gotcha.
pretty good this one, but Friday, Saturday, no bueno. I was not
Yeah.
mentally okay.
Yeah?
But today I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that with the highs and lows. Because
Sure.
I hear the people being like, get back on track. Okay, all right. We're getting back on track.
But
We're
they
talking
did
about body
not.
dysmorphia.
Yes, we are.
I found a really good Reddit post that it's actually from the subreddit of Ask Women, which I kind of love that subreddit. I don't know if it's problematic. I don't know. Doesn't say only cisgendered women, so I'm thinking it's not problematic. I don't know though. It says no gender slurs. So maybe this is a good safe place. I don't know. But
I proceed with caution like you
I'm
would
going
any other
to
subreddit.
yep, we're going to proceed with caution. So again, we are not experts on this. Has 5.5 members in it though. Huge subreddit, huge.
I mean 5.5 million, right? Not
Is that
just
what I said?
5.5. You said 5.5.
Oh, 5.5 million, everybody. I'm telling you, brain no work. Done.
Yeah.
Clocked. Cooked. Out of
I'm
here.
just I'm just laughing today. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Thank you. I need the comedic relief. Okay. So this one says, how do you deal with body dysmorphia after gaining weight? And I wanted to share this one because it brought up a good topic of I feel like people think that body dysmorphia only happens after you lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually can happen at any time, at any change in your appearance.
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense. So I know that you have some things to share about body dysmorphia during weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some things to share about body dysmorphia with weight gain.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we're covering both the spectrum. But I like what the top comment on here, it's 4 years old, and that's why I wanted to say it. It says, understand that body dysmorphia exists whether one gains weight, loses weight, or maintains the same weight. Body dysmorphia is our brain, body dysmorphia is in our brain, and we can change it by catching our thoughts about our bodies that are negative. When I catch myself thinking, I am so fat, I am disgusting, I try to reframe it to a body neutral statement like, my body is doing the best it can to keep me healthy and alive. It deserves to be treated with respect. It is a human body like everyone else's. This takes practice, and being non judgmental to ourselves is the root of the self love, in my opinion.
I love that. That's so good. And
So
facts.
good. Facts. I
It's
was like,
it's like
yes.
retraining your thought process like you would for anything else, like anxiety or any other mental condition.
Yes. So I just wanted to share that.
Facts.
I thought that was a good little way of giving advice to those that feel like they have to treat body dysmorphia a certain way. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the best advice I feel like is having that. We had that episode of body positivity, body acceptance, body neutrality. And I
Yeah.
really think the starting point is that neutrality.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to share some of your experiences with body dysmorphia?
Sure. I feel like whenever I was trying to make notes for this one, it was hard for me to pinpoint moments where like I looked at myself in like I feel like I look disfigured kind of way,
Mm-hmm.
because I think most of my issues with body dysmorphia, like I would say pre-weight loss surgery, were that I didn't look at myself in the mirror a lot. Like I would pretty much from like here up, because for the
Mm-hmm.
longest time I just didn't have a full length mirror. And if I did, like once I did have a full length mirror, it was pretty much just to check my outfit for the day and then I'd be done. Like I never sat there and like stared at myself or studied how I looked. I maybe because I was uncomfortable with how I looked, that was probably it. But like the most upsetting times for me would be in fitting rooms with like those multi-angled mirrors,
Oh, yeah.
and like a lot of it was like I would be upset with how my back looked, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously I don't see what's going on back there most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing like how my bra would ride up, like seeing all of that was really upsetting. But I feel like because of that, it caused me to forget how big I am a lot of times. So when I would realize that, whether it was in one of those mirrors or a photo, like that would be upsetting because it would feel so jarring. It's like I don't feel like I look this big when I look at myself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how do other people like me when I look like this?
Yeah,
It was a big mind fuck, definitely.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that our generation is so used to taking selfies,
Mm-hmm.
certain angles, and Snapchat, and you kind of lose touch with like what you really look like
Yeah.
until you're in like those like vacation photos or those family photos.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, who is that? Like
Right.
who is that? Like I do not know that person. Like that is not what my mind is telling me that I look like and who I am. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that feeling is so valid.
Yeah.
And
I feel
like
like unless you're filming yourself all the time, like if you're a content creator, I feel like most people like could give you like a rough idea of what your body looks like, but
mhm.
unless you are very unless you have a lot of film to look at, how else would you really know for sure?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird.
Yeah, and well, I think it goes back to like how historical this is too because
Mm-hmm.
like paintings and stuff, like they really didn't look like that. And
Yeah.
they would have like the painter change things about them, and then like you have the like photo, like the paintings that come out where like things weren't changed and that's how they really looked, and people were like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
whose horse is that? Like it's been
Yeah,
stuck in my
that's
head.
so
Like
true.
yeah, it's like a historical thing of like we
Mm-hmm.
don't know what other people perceive us to look like.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like finding out that selfies, like that you don't look like your selfie
yes.
because it's a flipped photo, like
Yes.
it's like on one hand it was like duh when I found it out, but I didn't really realize it until I was like flipping it back and forth in the thing and I was like, what the fuck? I do look
What
really different.
Yes. And even like the distance, like
Mm-hmm.
the distance. Like remember when that filter was trending on TikTok about people like being up close and then getting far away? And like of
Yeah.
course like super attractive people were like, "Oh, this is what I really look like." And it's like, "Girl, you knew you were hot. Like I don't know why we're here, but that's fine.
Right.
Like everyone deserves to be validated if they need it." But it's just like, "Really? This isn't for you."
Yeah, that can happen with like actual full cameras, like with when you're
Mhm.
swapping lenses and stuff too. It can be that same effect. I've seen a
Yeah.
lot of like on articles and stuff like different pictures taken with different lenses, and it still can warp the appearance of your body and your face and the features that you have.
Oh,
It's really
1,000%.
cool, I
Yeah.
think.
No, I technology's cool. That part's cool, but it's not cool when you're like looking at yourself being like, do you really like going into I think that was so valid, like going to try on clothes and those mirrors,
Mm-hmm.
especially like Target has them, and you're just like, what is that? Like I have
Yeah.
like a little like bump back here, like a humpy hump a little bit. Like and when
Like
I
it on your neck.
yeah, and when
Okay.
it's not like huge or anything, but it's like it's there. I'm just like, what is that? Like, and it
Yeah.
makes me be like, and it's because I'm like this all the time, bird
Mm-hmm.
necking it, you know.
Yep.
Gotta
Very
leave.
common. Yeah,
Gosh.
I feel that. As sometimes I definitely felt like people let me walk around like this. Like it felt like my bra was like 3/4 of the way up my shoulder blades. At least that's how it looked.
Oh
Because
really?
yeah, because of how I carry my weight, like my natural waist was bigger than up underneath my boobs. So if I got something that fit, like it would roll up because of the extra skin and stuff that I had would
Mm-hmm.
like push it up.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Love that.
It's great. It also, I mean, kind of goes into my next point of like stuffing myself into clothes. Like part of the issue is that I didn't have clothes that fit because I was very, very plus size. But it was also like I didn't know how clothes were supposed to fit because
Right.
I'd always been plus size. So it was like if I could get it on and it didn't look like one strong bump against a table would cause it to explode or something, then it was good.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn how stuff was supposed to fit until I started buying clothes after I lost weight, which is still a mindfuck, honestly.
I'm still out here looking for like the perfect pair of shorts.
That's hard.
So hard.
I still don't have the perfect pair of shorts.
Yeah, I just feel like shorts are made for people with asses, and I don't have an ass, and I just really want shorts that aren't biker shorts that like don't have just air gusting back there, like whoosh.
Yeah.
It's just a constant reminder of like no arsh. Like, I just want a thick ass.
I feel like it's got to be leg though. I think at least for me, I think my my belly is obviously bigger, but I think my legs are kind of small for like
Yeah,
proportionately to the rest of my body. Like if I was in proportion, my legs would be bigger, and I think that exaggerates how shorts look on me because I have the same issue with them.
yeah. Well, if you don't have thick thighs, a lot of times it's shorts don't fill out. And like I don't
Yeah.
I'm like the we kind of have the very similar body type. Like I've always been bigger on the top,
Mhm.
thinner on the bottom, like my legs
Yeah.
and stuff and my butt. So it's like my belly has always been big and my
Mhm.
top has always been big. Like my arms have always been bigger as well and my
Mhm.
chest. So it's like I can fill out a shirt like a champion. Like but
Must be nice.
but with fucking shorts, it's like for what?
Yeah.
Like I have to wear like that's why I love skinny jeans because I was like, oh, ooh, and now people are like skinny jeans are trash, and I'm like, they're not that bad. Like,
Just get a pair just get a pair of skinny jeans and cut them off. I got some of my favorite shorts that way.
you kind of
What?
blew my mind.
Really?
That's why I stayed silent. I was like,
Okay.
this bitch. Like, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, do that or get some cheap ones that you don't care about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, continue.
Let's see. I think the hardest part for me as far as like accepting my body is definitely my belly. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in combination with a lot of things. Like I know I've talked about before that I'm very tall and because of that like shirts would hit in a weird spot on me. It felt like my shirts were always too short even if they were long shirts. And because of that like the bottom half of my belly would hang out and it was really hard to accept that in pictures especially. And I do think I still struggle with that a little bit, even though like it's smaller, but it's the loose skin, because the loose skin kind of, it makes me, sometimes I feel like it makes me look bigger than I am. And that is frustrating because I don't necessarily want to get loose skin removal because
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of how much it hurts and just cost aside.
Right.
But I think it can kind of warp my perception of myself because of all the skin. I feel like I look a lot like I don't look much different, even though, like, if I see pictures side by side, I know that I do. And I know that I feel different, but it's still, even almost 2 years out, it's hard
Yeah.
to, like, I've always been like someone who loves a big shirt and small pants. So that part I definitely love being able to wear with, having the loose skin. But whenever I do wear like more form fitting shirts with snug pants, like it does make me feel self conscious because of, I just feel very jiggly.
Mm-hmm.
And I move a lot because of it.
Yeah. And like, one, who wants to wear, what's it called? What's it called? What's it called?
Like shapewear?
Yeah, all the time.
Hell no. I will never do that. And that's another thing. Like that would make it easier.
Yeah,
But
but
I hate
like,
shapewear.
I hate it. My brain, talk about mind versus body. Like, my mind, the
Mhm.
minute I touch shapewear, it's like touching knives, dude. It's a sensory thing. Like, I can barely wear like cute hose just because
Oh,
like
I
they
don't
bring the
wear that.
outfit together. Like, I'll do it
Mhm.
because it's cute, but and I don't have to touch them after I'm done. But
You
like,
don't?
no, I've literally gone like 8 hours without using the bathroom, so I don't have to touch the hose.
And they don't, like, the crotch doesn't like make its way down to your knees?
Mm-mm. So I get hose that are like two sizes too big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like I just, nope, not me. And I
Yeah.
can't do it. Can't touch it again. So like that's how I feel about shapewear. Like I cannot, the texture and like it's all over your body. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? And like I
Yeah.
want to be able to wear those bodycon dresses, and I want
Mhm.
to be able to wear like cute dresses and stuff like that, cute outfits. But if it requires shapewear, I can't
Mhm.
wear it. It's not for me, dude. I can't. I
Yeah.
like the sweating, the heat,
Nah.
just all of it, dude. I'm in Georgia.
No.
You're in West Virginia. Like, fuck.
Hell no. But absolutely agree with that. Like I hate shapewear and I hate hose and tights and stuff. But the thing for me with shapewear is like because of what I mentioned with my bras, I would have to wear the whole like shapewear bodysuit.
You would, yeah. Same, I have to.
Otherwise it's like, what is the point? It's
Yeah.
cutting me off in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it look even worse than if I didn't wear anything under it at all.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's just fucking
exactly.
annoying. But
So annoying.
I like, clothes are too expensive for me to have to buy like something else that makes me feel like I look good in it to wear
Mm-hmm.
underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
And the sensory issues and like temperature fluctuation and stuff. Hell no.
Hell no. Yeah. I can't tell you how bad I want that dressed in Lala alien suit. Like the combo that she came out with. Like I
Oh, the
want
dress suit? The
the
dress?
dress suit. I want it so bad, but I know I'd have to wear, like, I know it
You
would like
think?
would I think it would be more form fitting on me because of my size.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be oversized. Like if it was oversized, it'd be fine, but I just don't think it would be. So I'm like not spending the money on it because I
Yeah.
know I'd have to wear like shapewear panties probably with it.
Fuck that.
And I have these like torrid like shapewear panties that are a thong, and like I don't know what it is lately when I try to wear a thong, it's like it's sawing me in half. Like
Yeah.
literally flossing my body. I don't know why I used to be able to wear them and now like I can't.
I have always had that experience with thongs, and
God.
I don't know why. I just assumed that it was like I'm too tall for them or something, like the proportions were off, because it's always seemed like that. Like it was obviously up my butt crack. Sorry to
Right.
everyone that's listening to this, but it would go the front too, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
No, I don't know if they've like changed the dimensions of them. If like it's probably my
Yeah,
body that's changed, but I was trying
but
to wear
still,
one the other day, and I told Brian, I was like, I literally am dying right now. Like my ass crack might be bleeding because I'm just getting sawed in half. Just
which
every
is
move I make just sawing me, dude.
yeah,
Like not
that's
worth it.
that sounds yeah, that's horrible. The
It's
last time I
hell.
wore one was to my friend's wedding last summer, and oh my god, like it was so hot,
Oh
but
no.
I had never worn this long before, but I was in a white dress, and that was the only nude underwear. Or it was not. Sorry, I got it approved by the bride. It was like light colored. It was white with green stripes, and I sent her a
Okay.
picture before I bought it, and I was like, "I like this. Are you okay with it?"
Right.
And she was like, "Yes, that matches perfectly with our colors, actually." And I was like, "Cha-ching!" Like
Nailed
bingo.
it. Right.
Yeah. But by the end of the night, it felt like my thong was just like the tiniest little piece of sweaty rope.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we got to the car, because it was an outdoor wedding, we were parked in a field. I was by the car. I took that thing off in the
Yeah.
dark, practically in the woods. I was like, I'm sick of this thing.
Yeah. Goodbye. Go to hell where you came from.
Yeah.
Go to hell. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Valid. Valid. Valid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it's your turn, bud.
Well, I like so much of yours like resonated. Like it's, when I've experienced that, I feel like so many plus size people share our experiences of like losing weight and gaining weight, losing weight and gaining weight. And I feel like I lose when I do lose weight, I lose such like a large amount. Like before I went to Costa Rica, it was like 80 pounds. And then I gained back 90 pounds. And
Hmm.
that's a big back and forth. And so it's like I
Yeah.
never really know what I look like.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to buy clothes. Like I don't know because I don't have the proper perception of myself. So either the clothes are too small or they're extremely large. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I bought that anxious sweater, which I love it, it's so cute, but it's like, it's literally a dress on me. Like it's so big because it
Yeah.
said oversized, but I'm so used to oversized being regular size for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I bought it, I was like, "Oh, let me buy this so it will be a little bit oversized on me." But it's like truly like too big. Like it's too big article clothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like cuz I don't know what I look like. I don't know what my like truly I don't know what my body looks like. And like I'll have to pull it up on the cameras, like the house cameras when I'm leaving sometimes. I'll get in my car and I'll like look at the video to see like what my outfit really looks like on me
Oh.
because my brain tells me it looks different.
Hmm. I've
Yeah.
definitely experienced that. Like, I haven't pulled myself up on the cameras later, but if I look at myself before I leave the house and I'm happy with it and I get back home, it's like, I don't know. I think I like mess with my shirt too much because it always looks like, I don't know, it feels like, or at least before I lost a lot of weight, it would feel like I looked like I was bloated or something. Like all of my clothes looked like tighter and it
Yeah.
made my rolls and stuff more pronounced. And I'm like, I I just went to work. I didn't eat anything
Right.
out of the ordinary. What the
Yeah.
hell?
And that's a big thing too. Like is what you eat, your body changes throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, I just never have like a good view of what I look like what my body looks like. And I do
Yeah.
have like larger arms. Like I know this. Like I've always known that my arms are larger. And that's kind of been like my acceptance of like accepting my arms, that's just where I store fat, like
Mm-hmm.
just an actual thing. Fat is a real thing and it's not like a derogatory word.
Right.
Like I have fatty tissue stored in my arms and like it makes my shirts at the top tighter. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like I'm still working on a way of accepting that and
Yeah.
not seeing it as something to hide, and it's
Mm-hmm.
because we're taught, we've already talked about this, about how like you're taught to hide your body if you're bigger, and we're called gross and disgusting and stuff like that. So it's hard not to like take that personally and to actually just like accept that that's just a body part. It's what it looks like. Your arms are for, functioning. My arms function fine, so
You're strong
if,
too.
yeah, and yeah, very. And if I can be neutral about it, I'm trying to be neutral about it. And then like my little double chin that I have, and I swear, like, no matter the weight loss, she just hangs in here. And I have like no cute jaw. Like, it's just, I mean, you got that jaw now, but you know what I'm saying? Like the little jaw.
I didn't used to, though. I was very much, I did have a big double chin. I'm not trying to make fun of myself, but I've seen enough pictures of me pre-weight loss surgery to know that I had a very visible double chin all the time.
Right. And that's just where it's stored. And it's like accepting that, and not labeling it as bad or good or anything like that. And that's something that I constantly work on and try to like not be like a hater on myself, but also not let my brain tell me that, oh, because your angles and photos, like you don't have a double chin. Like, it's like, no, girl, you do. Like you do have one. It's going to show up. And maybe don't do those angles that make it seem like you don't have one, because you're just furthering like fucking myself over in my body image,
Yeah. I don't think that, like, you shouldn't take pictures only with angles that you don't like. I think it's, like if you don't like how you look from down here, don't take a photo like that. I think it's just more about how you talk. I feel like it's more important about how you talk to yourself when you see like a candid photo and you see the double chin in all of its glory, instead of like causing that to like ruin your whole day and how you talk to yourself be like really poorly and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
well, like I'll do lower just because honestly, I think I started filming lower when I started TikTok only because of Gen Z. Isn't that so funny? Because they were like, millennials always film this way. And I was like, well, fuck it. Like, I'll film regular. I don't give a shit.
There you do.
I like, and like, so I film a lot from below, but it's still like, I'll catch myself doing the like MySpace, like, and it's like, God, no, stop. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyways, so I think that's going to wrap up I think I'm going to call this brain versus body instead of body versus mind, because brain versus body sounds so much better.
Alliteration.
Yeah, right? Nailed it. So I think that's going to summarize that. Just if you're struggling with body dysmorphia disorder, I will put a link in the bio for some resources. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I burped. How disgusting. I will put a link in the bio for some resources for you to check out if you're seeking help or support. Know that you're not alone. Clearly, Haley and I have a touch of it. Just a little dab will do you, right?
A soupçon, if you will.
Sprinkle. And yeah, so Haley, take us out of here. Where can they find us?
On the internet. Bye.
Bye. You like I was down for it?
Bye. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads at Plus Size Section, on TikTok at the Plus Size Section. If you want to regale us with how big of a poser you were back then or not, or if you just tell us stories, you can do that at the Plus Size Section at gmail.com. If you could be so kind as to give us a little rating or a review on podcast platforms that you frequent, that would be cool. And also share the podcast with your friends if you know any other goons, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 4.1, I think, right now. It used to be higher, so I think some people haven't enjoyed us. But if you are enjoying us, please leave us a 5-star review. It does help us out.
It
does. It does. We did get our first, I think, email ever with a story in it. So just know if you are listening right now and you're the one that sent that email, we will read it the next time we do Reddit Reads, which is going to be in like 4 episodes. So just hang in there. We will share your story and we will see you guys next week.
I didn't even know that someone emailed us something. I'm so like,
Oh
that made
yeah.
my night.
Oh yeah,
Thank
we'll
you to
talk.
whoever sent that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.